Good morning, dear students. So, I'm here to continue the class which we are learning about the tissues. So, as we have learnt in last class number of aspects about the tissues, as we know, the tissue is a group of cells which is performing a single type of the function. Is it right? So, dear students, last class we have learnt about the tissues which is very useful, that are called as epithelial tissues. Okay, today I am going to explain you the tissue which is very important, one more tissue which is very important in our body, that is performing different types of the functions, that is called as connective tissue. What? Connective tissue. Let us learn today about the connective tissue. So first of all, I am going to give some introduction about the connective tissue. See here, dear students, connective tissue is generally based on different types of the tissues which is based on their physical nature, as like some are made up of the cells which are having different number of spaces between intercellular gaps or spaces, and even some are dense and some are specialized for some different types of the works like that. It on the basis of this, these tissues are classified into three different types. How many types? Three different types. That is, one is the loose connective tissue, second one is the dense connective tissue, and third one is a specialized tissue. These are the three different types of tissues which we are going to learn is. So in the loose connective tissue, we are going to learn today about the areolar tissue. Let us understand about the areolar tissue. Dear students, areolar tissue is found between the internal organs and the skin, a layer between the internal organs and the skin. As we have learned about the epithelial tissue, the areolar tissue is found and helps in the forming of a framework to all internal organs, protecting them with the different types of the functions, and even also involving these organs for the process of transportation, excretion, and other important functions of these organs. So this areolar tissue is much more important for all the internal organs, which is because of it is performing a framework which is helpful for the internal organs. And even also, dear students, we have to understand that this areolar tissue is very helpful in the repair of internal tissues. It is helpful in the repair of internal tissues. Okay, dear students, next we are going to learn about the another type of a loose connective tissue which we call as a blood tissue. So after the areolar tissue, which we are going to learn about the blood tissue. I think you know about the blood tissue. It is a fluid tissue present in our body. It is a fluid tissue found in our body. This fluid tissue is very helpful to our body. The blood tissue is a fluid tissue which is very helpful to our body, because this blood is contain number of cells in it called as WBCs, RBCs, and platelets. WBCs means white blood cells, and RBCs means red cells, and then platelets. So these cells are found, they are called as corpuscles present in the blood, helpful in the transport of different types of the materials, food products, proteins, nutrients, and even also it is helpful in the transfer of different types of hormones, respiratory gases, and even helps in the process of excretory products. So all these substances transported to each part of the body or each cell of our body with the help of this blood tissue. And dear students, you know that this blood is also containing an iron containing pigment called as a hemoglobin, which gives a red color to the blood tissue. Okay, dear students, so this is about the loose connective tissue which we have learnt. The next, another type of a tissue which we call as a dense connective tissue. Which one? Dense connective tissue. Dear students, if we go about the dense connective tissue, we will find the bone tissue in the dense form of a tissue of our body. So generally, the bone is one of the strong and rigid part of our body which forms a skeletal system. What it forms? A skeletal system of our body which helps to give a support, making the shape of our body, and different types of the functions like movements, sitting, sleeping, stretching, moving, all these functions which is carried out by the skeletal system. And not only this is giving the shape to our body, not only giving the withstand step to our body, not only helping in the movements of our body, but also it protects internal organs of our body like brain, heart and lungs and some other organs. So like that, this is very helpful to our body. And these bones, generally you know that an adult person contains 206 bones in his body. Adult man or woman contains how many? 206 bones are present. And if we go about the newborn baby, approximately it contains 350 bones. And then when he or she is growing, it merges, and finally the adult person have 206 bones in his body or in her body. Okay, dear students, one more thing you have to understand why these bones are strong. Because the substances, the material which is made these bones are phosphorus and calcium. What? Phosphorus and calcium. So on the basis of this phosphorus and calcium, it is very hard and rigid, helpful in all these types of functions. Okay, and even also we have to learn, this is one more important aspect about the specialized cells or specialized tissue that we are going to learn here, that is cartilage bone. What? Cartilage bone. So this cartilage bone is a flexible bone present in our body. It is made up of sugars and proteins and helpful by showing the flexibility found in the nose and even in the throat part like trachea and pharynx, and even also external pinna of the ear, which is flexible, so which is helpful in the flexibility in some places of our body. And even also some tissues are there which are called as tendons and ligaments, which is found by attaching the bones, helpful in the movements of the body. As like the ligaments are found by attaching bone to bone, and tendons are found attached with the muscle to bone, helping in the easy movements of our body. Okay, dear students, so we have learned about these connective tissues. Learn about this, understand properly this class, and try to set your process which is helpful to you. And if you have any confusions, you can discuss with me. Okay, next class we will continue. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.